Lord. Okay, friends, I'm so excited. Welcome to the first Lunch and Learn in February. And as always, share with anybody you know. I know this thing is really getting out there to everybody, and it's from consultants, brand new consultants, all the way to nationals. We hear from someone different every week in every division, every walk of life. And that's what I love about this is we get to come together. We are tribal women that are here for each other, and it's recorded. It gives us about 24 hours and we get that recording. So usually wherever you heard about it is probably where you're going to find the recording. But if you are YouTube savvy, just subscribe to Jennifer and Love. That's literally what it is. And you will see this week's and all of the past ones. If you've ever needed some that, heard it was great, and you want to go back, or I don't know, sometimes we like to hear things a couple times. I'm one of those, you got to hear it and see it a couple times. So welcome. Thank you for spreading the word. I love this Thursday every week because it really gets us going and fired up. Because, we usually have our meetings, right? And then midweek we can kind of, and then this keeps us going to where we're on focus at the beginning of the month. And we have the beautiful Marianne Knox. We actually just kind of started connecting. So I have not had the honor and privilege of being in face to face, eyeball to eyeball in her space, but we voxered a little bit, and I'm telling you, I just adore you. I don't know. I can get a feel from people. I don't know. That's probably my gift in life is I can connect with people, or I get a feeling really quick. I'll be like, nope, I don't want to be around that. Or, oh my gosh, everything about that I want to be around. And so that was my feeling with you. And I'm so excited to learn from you today. I know all these women appreciate you, and just you taking your time to be so go give and to give to so many that hopefully you'll get to meet everybody, but maybe not. And it goes all over the place. And that is one of the biggest things, I just feel in this company is how go give everybody is. And I love you for being willing to do that. I am going to spotlight you if that won't bother you.
That's okay. Yep, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm going to let you take over, gorgeous friend.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, Jennifer, I was thinking about how I could explain how we met, and we met online, and like an online chat, a Voxer chat. So I thank you so much for your go give, your heart, and you've blessed me already immeasurably. So thank you for the honor of being able to share some things that I've learned in my 30-year journey with Mary Kay. I do want to also thank Denise Kaczarski for starting that Energy Directors Group, one of my mentors in Mary Kay. And that's how I saw you originally. And now I know you're in the Mary Kay National Area Voxer group. So I'm sorry, Facebook group. So thank you, hon. I am so excited to be able to share. So welcome everybody. Over the next few minutes, what I want to do is do three things. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to share a little bit about my story, and then I'm going to give you the tools for victory as you are writing your story. So are you ready? I'm going to start with the story. You may have heard this before. If you haven't, I hope it blesses you. It's called Get Up and Win the Race. Because you all know that sometimes when we're working towards a goal, we're at our best, we're getting there, everything's going great. And then sometimes it's not so great. And so I heard this many years ago, and it inspired me back then, and I always go back to it. And as I said, I hope this blesses you. It's called Get Up and Win the Race. Whenever I start to hang my head in front of failure's face, my downward fall is broken by the memory of a race. A children's race, young boys, young men, how I remember well. Excitement, sure, but also fear, it wasn't hard to tell. They all lined up so full of hope, each thought to win that race, or tie for first, or if not that, at least take second place. Their parents watched from off the side, each cheering for their son, and each boy hoped to show his folks that he would be the one. The whistle blew and off they flew like chariots of fire. To win, to be the hero there was each young boy's desire. One boy in particular, whose dad was in the crowd, was running in the lead and thought, my dad will be so proud. But as he speeded down the field and crossed a shallow dip, the little boy who thought he'd win lost his step and slipped. Trying hard to catch himself, his arms flew every place, and amidst the laughter of the crowd, he fell flat on his face. As he fell, his hope fell too. He couldn't win it now. Humiliated, he just wished to disappear somehow. But as he fell, his dad stood up and showed his anxious face, which to the boy so clearly said, get up and win that race. He quickly rose, no damage done, behind a bit, that's all, and ran with all his mind and might to make up for his fall. So anxious to restore himself, to catch up and to win, his mind went faster than his legs. He slipped and fell again. He wished that he had quit before with only one disgrace. I'm hopeless as a runner now. I shouldn't try to race. But through the laughing crowd, he searched and found his father's face with a steady look that said again, get up and win that race. So he jumped up to try again, 10 yards behind the last. If I'm to gain those yards, he thought, I've got to run real fast. Exceeding everything he had, he regained 8, then 10, but trying hard to catch the lead, he slipped and fell again. Defeat, he lay there silently, a tear dropped from his eye. There's no sense running anymore. 3 strikes, I'm out. Why try? I've lost, so what's the use, he thought. I'll live with my disgrace. But then he thought about his dad, who soon he'd have to face. Get up, an echo sounded low. You haven't lost at all, for all you have to do to win is rise each time you fall. Get up, the echo urged him on. Get up and take your place. You were not meant for failure here. Get up and win that race. So up he rose to run once more, refusing to forfeit. And he resolved that win or lose, at least he wouldn't quit. So far behind the others now, the most he'd ever been, still he gave it all he had and ran like he could win. 3 times he'd fallen stumbling, 3 times he rose again. Too far behind to hope to win, he still ran to the end. They cheered another boy who crossed the line and won first place, head high and proud and happy, no falling, no disgrace. But when the fallen youngster crossed the line in last place, the crowd gave him a greater cheer for finishing the race. And even though he came in last, with head bowed low, unproud, you would have thought he'd won the race to listen to that crowd. And to his dad, he sadly said, I didn't do so well. To me you won, his father said. You rose each time you fell. And now when things seem dark and bleak and difficult to face, the memory of that little boy helps me in my own race. For all of life is like that race with ups and downs and all you have to do to win is rise each time you fall. And when depression and despair shout loudly in my face, another voice within me says, get up and win that race. And that's written by Dr. D.H. Groberg. I hope that was just, I don't know if it was your first time, but I'd love to know. And so for time's sake, I want to just move on and tell you a little bit about my story. So I'm a nurse by education. I worked in that field for about 8 years. I loved Mary Kay. I used the product since I was 16, and my consultant kept saying to me, oh my gosh, you'd be a great beauty consultant. I said, no, I'm going to be, I really want to get a PhD in nursing. I want to teach at the university level. And so I just kept saying no to her. And well, what happened to me was after about a year after I got my degree, met my husband, we decided to get married, and we started a family. We had a 2-year-old, and we're pregnant with our 2nd child. And guess what? I was working in this very interesting job. I was a nurse manager. I had the bosses above me and I had my staff beneath me. And it's not an easy place to be when you're trying to make everybody happy. And so I was very stressed and I was depressed, and I would come home crying. And my husband said to me, could you please just do something that will make you happy? I don't know if you've heard this before, but when the mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And that really weighed on my heart because my babies were living in this world where mama wasn't happy. And so I thought about what my husband said, and I said, well, what makes me happy? Makeup makes me happy. You know, I grew up in a household where I had 3 siblings and my father who owned their own business. I love the idea of having, like, being my own boss. And so at 7 months pregnant with our 2nd child, I called my consultant. I said, Irene, I want to go to one of those meetings with you. Now, remember, this has been 10 years after she first asked me, and I'm sure she fell off of her chair when I said, I'm ready. because I knew going to that meeting, I was going to buy a starter kit and I was going to start my Mary Kay business because of the philosophy of God first, family second, and career third. I got excited about freedom and flexibility, being my own boss. And then, I guess you could say in the beginning, the rest was history. We became a unit right away, earned a car right away, became a senior sales director, got a red Grand Am in February, and 6 months later earned a pink Grand Prix when they had the pink Grand Prix. I had an offspring. The offspring was so amazing. She was what did they call that? Cadillac. She earned her Cadillac in 1 year, and it was so thrilling for this fun ride. And oh my gosh, we were earning cars every couple years. And what interestingly for me though, I wanted to be my baby's mom's first. Right. And so I settled in. I just kind of settled in. And guess what? 9 years passed before we had our first unit club. And then it was the 10th year that we earned our first pink Cadillac. And I was loving it. And then we had 4 unit clubs. It was exciting. Things were happening. And then something happened. I kind of just started not only kind of worrying and wondering and what ifs and all that. We call that believing lies. I was believing that, I'm not sure I'm cut out for this. And you would have thought I could have gone into a toolbox and took out something that would help me move quickly. But it took 12 long years before I could figure it out. And I didn't figure it out by myself, you see. I had to get the love and support of my national mentor, Dawn Otten-Sweeney. I said to her, Dawn, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Because I was comparing myself. I was looking at all these achievers and I so wanted, I promised Mary Kay Ash when I met her in 1994 that I was going to be a national sales director in 5 years. Well, that didn't happen, but the dream was always there. I'm kind of a loyal person. I promised Mary Kay I was going to do what I could to perpetuate her company. And that was to be a national. And I also know that God gave me that dream and I wanted to honor it, but I kind of got lost. And we call it a wilderness, right? And so I'm so grateful it wasn't a 40-year wilderness, right? It was, 12 years, but National Sales Director Dawn Otten-Sweeney said, Marianne, I can't teach you how to sell any more than you know how to sell. I can't teach you how to recruit any more than you know how to recruit. I think you probably need to just spend more time with God. And boy, did that just hit me. I thought, oh my goodness, I love God. He loves me. I have a relationship. What does she mean? And so I started to get serious about my relationship with God, investing more time in his word. I had been a student at Bible Study Fellowship years past. I had stopped doing that, but he called me back to it. And I said, God, whatever you ask me to do, I will do. And along that journey, he helped dispel the lie that I was believing, that I didn't have time to be a top director with Mary Kay. I didn't have time to be a national. Well, what was I doing? Not enough, obviously. And so he had me teaching 3-year-olds at Bible Study Fellowship, and I learned so much. And I just want to say that it took for me to say, God, I surrender. I am going to do whatever you want me to do. And something happened in June of 2019. My 59-year-old brother-in-law died instantly. My husband's best friend, my brother-in-law, my kid's favorite uncle, he wasn't with us anymore. And it rocked our worlds. And if you had met Peter, you would have known he was the dreamer. He was a painter in Paris. He was a master chef, a wine connoisseur. And his message was always seize the day and follow your dreams. So that was a wake-up call for me. And I had to go. I had to dust off those dreams. God was laying up some things for me. Went to seminar, came back, started doing Bible study with the 6 women in my unit that were interested in pursuing their dreams. And we did studies of John Maxwell and all these wonderful things on Saturday mornings. It was so exciting. And then what happened? All of a sudden, the blessings started coming. We started growing. We started having all these star consultants on the Court of Personal Sales, And that year, that was 2019. In 2020, of course, during the pandemic too, we earned our Cadillac, another Cadillac, if you will, and we reached the 400,000 unit club, which was the highest to date. And then the following year, we beat our best at 500,000. And then the following year, which was just last year, we did 605,000. And guess what? Our goal was 650. So we got the numbers there, 605, 650, just not in the right order. And so, by the way, these are my Barcelona earrings, because of course we just are going. We get up and we keep going. And so that is our goal for this year. But I want to tell you, what is so important and what made a big difference is that we are banding together and we are winning. And I'm going to share my motto with you, because this is what God taught me through one of the scriptures about the harvest field, where he says in Matthew 9:38, he says, pray to the Lord of the harvest that you will have workers, because the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. And I thought, God, I'm praying for the workers. Bring me the workers. And he said to me, you are the worker. You get out in the harvest field. You go find those women that don't know Jesus and share that love with them. And those that do, you lock arms together, and this is your mission field. So I have keys. You'll see behind me, there are keys. God has given me keys to success, keys to heaven. And he says, and I have my 3 keys on right now, which I have assimilated to Mary Kay. The first key is to share the product to help change a face. The second one is to share the opportunity to change a life. And the third one is to share the love and light of Jesus to potentially change their eternity. And so this is my mission field. This is God's work in me. And so now what I want to share with you is the victory launch for your story. So here you go. This is your story. Number 1, what is your dream? What dream has God planted in your heart and your mind? And from my National Sales Director Emeritus, Virginia Roberts, many, many years ago, she said, tell me your dream. Oh, but before you come up and tell me your dream, I just want to tell you one thing. You didn't put that thought in your mind. God did. That gave me all the permission I needed to know that he had planted the dream in my heart. And with my promise to Mary Kay Ash, I believe wholeheartedly that our success these past 3 years is a springboard to us completing our national area. And so, what is your dream? What has he given you? And this is what you want to know too. You need to make a decision. Your dream needs a date. Can the date change? Yes, Mary Kay Ash taught us not to change the dream or the goal, but you can change the date. But the next thing you need to decide on is this is non-negotiable, and failure is not an option, because as long as you keep going at it, you'll never fail. And in God's timing, you will reach your goal. All right, so are you ready? I'd like you to write down VICTORY. That's your victory cry, right? And so in God's word, we also learn that without a vision, which the letter V is for vision, without a vision, the people will perish. We don't want anybody perishing. We know that God is for us. We know that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And we just need to decide, whose side are we going to be on? Are we going to believe God, or are we going to believe the lies of the devil? And so, you know what? Today is your day to make that decision and to know that you have a vision, and it's from God. So V is vision. And we can only see so far. Most of us at best have 20/20 vision. But what is true vision? True vision is seeing beyond. God's given us the gift of imagination, and he's also given us the ability to have faith. Because faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance of what we do not see. That's Hebrews 11:1. I'm telling you, it's so exciting. When you partner with God, you go to his word and he tells you what to do. I'm so excited about that. So humbled and so blessed. So your vision. What happens with your vision? You put it on your goal poster. You take pictures of whatever your goal is, either in a car, get your pictures, or get one off of In Touch and put your head behind the wheel. You do that with the director's suit or the national suit. I have mine up on the wall. I say the national oath every day. You can download the Star Team Builder oath, the director oath, All the oaths are there. You have to speak it out. You have to see it, and you have to believe it. You have to affirm it. I'm going to tell you about a book called The Miracle Morning and then The Miracle Equation. Hal Elrod has changed my life, my world. You'll see this behind me. It's unwavering faith plus extraordinary effort equals miracles. And we are claiming miracles each and every day. The I in victory is inspiration. Again, it's an inside job from God's words. He will inspire your ideas, and you're going to ask him, Father, who should I meet today? You know who I'm supposed to meet. Make the connections. I'm going in the harvest field. And that is where inspiration comes from. C is your coach. Who's your coach? Your director, your national. You want to be connecting with your coach for action plans. Yes, Mary Kay is chock full of great training and education, but when you're serious, your director is going to teach you how to get her job. Had I gone to my nursing supervisor when I wanted her job, and Denise was her name, I'm sure if I had said to her, Denise, I want your job, I probably would have not been at that hospital much longer, right? And so when you tell your director you want her job, she will take you by the hand and she will teach you how. And you want to hitch your wagon to a star. Mary Kay Ash taught us that. Find a star. You want to reach up and reach up very high and follow your coach and any advice they give you. The best compliment you can give your coach or mentor is to do what they told you to do. It's the highest compliment. You want people to say you're coachable and teachable, right? And so that is the C. T is take action. You every day you've got your 6 most important things list already written before you wake up. That was another Mary Kay Ash wisdom principle, no doubt. And so you wake up and you know what you're supposed to do already. And you have your weekly plan sheet is rock solid. If you're working in another job and I asked you, when do you work? You would be able to tell me your work hours. I am amazed at sometimes when I ask consultants, when do you work your Mary Kay business? And there's not a specific time frame set. You have to know when you're working. And so that being said, that is your T. You need a booking script, which I know you have it. You need your wedding list, is all the names of the people that you're going to call to book your what? Your 60 faces, because we are working to just make Mary Kay have the best ever 60th anniversary. And so you have what it takes. Get your faces done. Work your parties full circle, right? What are the goals? You want to sell sets, not an eyeliner. You want to sell sets. You want to book future appointments. You want to get leads from your parties, and you want to find 1 to 2, if not all, new team members from the guests that are there. So that is your take action. All right. Your O is opportunity. Believe me, I know we all know this. We're part of Mary Kay. We sometimes take for granted the friendship, the blessings, the income, the diamonds, the cars, all these opportunities. But you know what people want today? They want opportunity where they can have freedom and flexibility. They want an opportunity where they can actually move up and not have to wait for someone to pass or retire before they can advance. And they do want that community. They want that sisterhood and that love. And so there's no other opportunity out there. I promise you, I've had the blessing of picking up 19 company cars with Mary Kay, and they pay for all the tax, all the title, the registration. The second year you go pick up your tabs at the Secretary of State, they pay for that as well. Like I say, a majority of your insurance, think about it. How much could you be throwing back into your household income if you weren't making that car payment for 29 or 30 years, right? And I'll just say this, I always share this, but bless the nursing world. It's a noble profession. I respect all nurses, absolutely. But I will tell you that when I was a nurse, every year at Thanksgiving, we would line up outside in the cold in Michigan at a white truck which had turkeys on it. And so we would just when we got to the front of the line, we got this white box and it had a turkey in it. And that was wonderful. But guess what? If you don't know how to cook, your turkey isn't any good. So no, really, I would give it to my mom, and then got married, gave it to my husband. He's a great chef too. But anyway, so Mary Kay, diamonds, trips, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to be able to say that our unit is a circle of excellence unit. We are on the cusp of it. And to be able to experience an all expense paid top trip for my husband and me will be a major dream come true. So that is the opportunity. Our relationships, my friends, relationships, who are you hanging out with? In Mary Kay, you have positive people you can be talking with and learning from. You know, you become like the 5 people you associate with most. And it's important to know who you're allowing to invest in your headspace. If they're positive, continue on. If they're not, you need to make some changes, right? And so please practice the golden rule. These are wonderful things. You'll never go wrong doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. And that's so exciting, because what I have found in Mary Kay is if you have a customer, she's your customer. If someone else has a customer, she's her customer or team member. Not one customer will never make or break your business. You want to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so Go Give is absolutely amazing. What's your most important relationship with in the world? Your relationship with God, right? And so, and respect each other. Honor your recruiter, honor your director. If you have a concern, have open and honest communication. It's all good. God's command, number 1 command, was to love him and to love others. And so when we treat each other with love and respect, that honors him. The R we just did. Why is, I'm playing on words, WHY. What is your why? You may not know your why yet. It's okay. Think about it, pray about it, dream about it. You heard me say my why was my children. I wanted to be home with them. And now they're grown up. I have 2 grandbabies. And so I found out that your kids, when they're little, they just need you. But when they get bigger, they need money, right? They do need that. And so we've been able to pay for the college educations and the cars and one wedding so far. But those grandbabies, first they steal your heart and then they steal your pocketbook, and it's a done deal. So just want you to know, what is your why? What's your why? And what you do today will impact generations. When you can teach your little ones how to pray, they will, and they'll continue on. So if you don't have a why, you can borrow mine, which is share the product to change a face, share the opportunity to change a life, share the love and light of Jesus to share an eternity. Mary Kay Ash also taught us that we might be the only Bible someone will ever read. So I'm gonna finish with this, because I want you to know what happens when you're in this quagmire of, I'm not doing so great. I'm comparing myself. It's not a good thing. And you feel defeated. You feel frustrated. Okay. I want you to think about this, because the opposite of quitting is victory. And so we're going to do something fun at the very end. But when you have a valley time, please write down what you're thinking about. Write down what you're thinking about. And number 2, write down what you're saying you are doing. And so think about what you're thinking about, and then write down what you're saying, because you're going to take those words, which most of the times are lies, right? The enemy is telling us lies, and you want to match up your words with what God's word says about you. I hope you know that you are created in the image of God. You are his masterpiece. We don't want to walk around criticizing our creator. Those are the first couple things. The third one is, please don't compare, because you end up matching up your not so great or weaknesses to someone else's strengths. That's not okay. That's criticizing the creator. Number 4, reach up. Number 5, know this, in Galatians 6:9, God's word tells us, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest. Number 6, believe the best is yet to come. And number 7, have faith, because what we think God can do, he can explode it exponentially. That's what happened in my life. It can happen in yours. He's not a respecter of persons. He can do it for everyone. So here you go. Ephesians 3:20. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask, hope, or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us, through Christ Jesus, right? So this is what I want you to do. Would you just make a V for a minute, wherever you are? Just make a V, because this is your victory stance. Think of it, VICTORY. National Sales Director Emeritus Cindy Williams taught us this. She says, in the morning, she wakes up and she looks up to heaven and she says, Father, bless me indeed. Father, thank you for this amazing day. Thank you for the opportunity to bless others. Thank you for everything that you've given me, because in you we have victory. And that is what I hope and pray for each of you, that you'll remember when you get knocked down. I want you to remember, get up and win that race. Thanks for letting me share today. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, Marianne, that was phenomenal. Oh my God, I'm looking at the chat. Everyone's losing their minds over today. It must have been exactly what everybody needed to hear today. That was powerful. One of the questions is the poem that you read, how can they get it?
You know what? You can just Google it and it's called Get Up and Win the Race.
Get up
and win the race. And there's a few versions out there, but this is the DH and then in parentheses DEE Groberg, GROBERJ.
Okay, perfect. Ladies, I hope that inspired you as much as it did me. I'm so excited to get off here and get to work and make magic happen. And, that's what we have to do at the beginning of the month. We can't be resting on our laurels and hope that at the end it all comes together. We got to run out the gate with our hair on fire. Like we're ready to make magic happen. So Marianne, thank you for your time, your heart, your passion, and it will be your Circle of Excellence year.
Woo, I received that. Thank you. Thank you so much. With you. I want to be with you. Thank you so much.
Yes, you ladies have an amazing Thursday. Love y'all. See you next week.